give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Unto you be that glory. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shalom, shalom. I want to welcome everyone to the West African Hebrew Israelites, the hidden identity. Thank you so much for joining today's teachings. I know your life will never be the same. Father, I bless your holy name. Father, honor your holy name. Father, I praise you, for you alone deserve the glory, adoration, magnification. You alone deserve the worship. Supreme being, you are worthy to be praised. Father, thank you, and I bless your holy name. Father, there's nothing too hard for you. As your word tells us clearly in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, verse 27, it says, Behold, I am the Lord Yahweh, the God Elohim of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? There's the question the Father is asking us. There's nothing too hard for Him. All we need to do, just go closer to Him. Let Him know what we need and what we want, and that's a prayer. So I pray that will be a word of encouragement for you today. And today is a wonderful day, a Sabbath day. I pray that you are celebrating Sabbath. You are giving the day of rest, because the Father Yahweh require us for us to rest, a day of rest. He did rest that very day, so we need to rest. You can just choose to read your Torah, read your Bible, pray anyhow, but the key point or the centerpiece is just to rest. I'll take this opportunity and say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for our new subscribers. Everyone that took time to subscribe to our channel, I say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. May Yah bless you and keep you. And today our teachings will base who is Moses. Who is Moses as a prince of Egypt, and he became what, a priest for Most High people, being the Israel, or being the Hebrews, So we'll look Moses, and we have to find out who is Moses, and uh, the wonders that through the hand of the Most High, Moses performed in the land of Egypt, being Mizraim. The Egyptians kept this seriously, as we have our history book being the Torah or the Bible or the Tanakh. The Egyptians kept this seriously, and they keep it like they have a record of what Moses did, or the miracles that Moses performed. We will see that. And so the question will be, who is Moses? And we'll continue. But before then, let's go straight to one of the covenants that the Most High Yah have for us. When you read the book of First Timothy chapter 2:15, Second Timothy chapter 2:15, Second Timothy chapter 2:15, it says, the covenant of the Lord Yahweh, and I read, it says, study to show thyself approved unto God Elohim, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rather deliver the word of truth. That's the word Moses is requiring for us, or expecting us to do, the word of truth. If you haven't seen it, you don't say you have seen it. Don't lie, as our rules and regulation tells us, which is the Ten Commandments. So let's dig deep. We have the first map on the screen right now. We put three maps together. So the first one on the screen will be on the top of the screen. We have black arrow pointing the location, or the map of Egypt, the map of Egypt. Then we have the bottom right. Again, we have orange arrow showing or pointing to the map of Egypt. So the left one on the bottom left, you can see the actual map of Egypt, and we have the pyramid and all that. Why do we bring these maps and the location? A lot of people tend to think Egypt is not in Africa, or Egypt is different area, and the popular name now Middle East. It can be Middle West, Middle South, Middle whatever it is in Africa. So it's very, very important for us to bring the map to refresh all our memories, not only the viewers or the listeners, but we all need to learn, and we all need to be awakening for the truth have to set in. And the question goes, who are the Egyptians? I ask question, who is Moses? Who are the Egyptians? We have the fable, we have a lot of lies going on that Egyptians are the pearl or camel skin tone, being the Arab now on the land of Egypt. But we have biblical proof the ancient Egyptians have different skin tone and modern Egyptians have different skin tone. There was what do you call it, a documentary that I was watching years ago. I don't know whether it's Al Jazeera or BBC. So one a white man, a journalist, went to Egypt and he was asking a question: why, when they go to the pyramid, looking at the tombs and all that, they see the images are black men or black images, whether women, men or women. They are all blacks. So the man, which is the tall guy in Egypt, was saying, "Oh, it means power. It means strength. When they have the images of black, that means it's power." Let's go back to refresh our memory. The time of what do you call it, Nebuchadnezzar, right? Why can't the Babylonians have this image being, when you go to their museum, image being black? No. Or now in America it will be superpower. Well, like why can't Americans have image like Abraham Lincoln being black, paint them black, or different of their leaders that were strong, or beginning of their leaders being darker skin tone? No, is this a lie? So I was just shaking my head. Okay, let me leave that part. Okay, we have the first map on the screen right now, and this map, so you can see two maps putting together, and we have on the left, on the right bottom, sorry, you can see the ancient Egyptians on the top, Pharaoh and the queen on the top. Then modern Egyptian will be, we have three men right on the screen on the bottom. So ancient Egyptians or biblical time Egyptians, they were darker skin tone, and the modern Egyptians, they still are darker skin tone. They are darker skin tone. We have more pictures to show. So this picture show ancient Egyptians. You can see the appearance. The one on the top left have wavy hair, and the one on the top middle, which is the right, have wavy hair. You can see the men. It's not because they mold them, or the image statue, they have to make it black because of something. No, they are black men. You can see their cheekbones, you can see their nose and everything. They are black men. It can be your uncle. One can look like your uncle, or one can look like my dad. They are darker skin tone than what they are telling us, or what we have on the land of Egypt right now. Let's move on. We have another one. The reason why we are bringing these images, because we will show what do you call it, Moses, for us to not to confuse, or maybe because of the image of this one that we are seeing on the TV or on the news all the time when you Google. But we have to, when you are studying something being historical, we have to go back and dig deep and see, then before you bring it to modern. I hope that's it right with you. Okay, so the one we have on the screen right now, you can see couples, one with the child on the top left, and the rest, you can see whether a man having two wives or whatever, but you can see them being a darker skin tone. They are not white, but they are darker skin tone. Let's move on. We have another one on the screen right now. Four people, I think two women and two men. The men are leading, carrying things, having things in their hands, like to give it to Pharaoh or for sacrifice or whatever it is. But you can see women with their braided hair. They are all darker skin tone. Let's move on. This one is a little different. You can see on the screen, we have arrow pointing. All the women in this picture, being the images or the statue that they have, all the women are fair, or the lighter skin tone. So that means the men didn't marry a lighter skin tone women. So the Egyptians are not confused about who, or like the group of people on the land. they know what they are doing. They do know what they are doing. So this is what you have. You can see the women are lighter skin tone, light, very light, and the men are darker skin tone. We have another one on the screen right now, and this one will be the writers, the scribe, the writers. You can see each men have like tablets or paper or like whatever board on their lap having pen writing. So this will be the Egyptian writers. But you can see on this image, I didn't do it. It was this what I found it. They are all lighter skin tone. So this one will be more maybe even the one on the top right look more of like Arab appearance. So what I'm trying to say is that the point I'm trying to drag out is when they carve the images, they know as a particular skin tone, the particular shade of the particular person that they are bringing. So they make sure to have the same skin tone as the image or at particular statue that they are making. They have to have exact shade of that particular person that they are carving his or her statue. So now come to the point that will be the goody part. The first is just something to refresh our memory. So we have something on the board right now. If we can remember the story of Moshe went out when he was grown, went out, a prince of Egypt. He went out and saw Egyptian men bullying or beating a Hebrew. So Moshe decided to intervene. Decided to intervene. This is what we have on the screen right now. You can see a man dressing like a prince in charge. So we have the two arrow on the top. The red one will be pointing on Moshe. Then on the yellow one will point on Egyptian men. So the Hebrew man that Egyptian was beating will be the one laying on the ground. So a prince of Egypt is in charge, try to what? Fight for his brethren, being the Hebrew, the one laying on the ground. So let's read the book of Exodus chapter 2. We read from 11 to 14.
Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian, and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killedst the Egyptian? And Moses feared, and said, Surely this thing is known.
So this is what we have on the screen right now. As Moshe decided to fight for his brethren, the Hebrew, and it went wrong, and he killed the Egyptians. So this is what we have on the screen. This is very, very important. Who made you the prince of what? Of us. And this is our language, the very words of the Hebrew, that who made you the prince of us. That will be Exodus chapter 2:14. They say, and he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Again, this language in our community, our village, is like all the time. We tend to say this a lot. When something happens, it can be quarreling. The moment one come in to what bring peace, then one will turn. He said, Who made you in charge? Who asked you? Like, so this is our language. Again, more confirmation of the Hebrew or the people of Mosai in the land of West Africa. Let's continue. We have the one we showed a minute ago. One we say, oh, it's just a drawing. But this one that we have on the screen, you can see is the same thing. This one you can see they carve it in like wall or wall or a wooden, not a wood like cement or like clay carving. But to me, it looked more of like cement carving, it's like in the museum or in the tomb of one of the pharaohs. So you can see that the prince of Egypt have the spear on his hand, trying to fight the Egyptian man, and you can see the Hebrew man laying on the ground. So this will be a perfect image that we brought. And the reason why we show the earlier pictures, you can see they are not mistaken. But the Egyptian, they know each and every person that if they have to make what statue for, they know how they will make it. Well, if you have a darker skin tone appearance, they will have the carving, or they have the image of your statue being a darker appearance. If you have a lighter appearance, they will have the image of lighter appearance. So this is what we have on the screen right now. Let's move on. We have the next one on the screen, and this one will be Pharaoh. And there was unique thing that happened on the land of Egypt as the Most High stretched his hand towards the land. We have two snakes on the screen right now. One is very long, big, coil around the doorpost, and one is in the door where Pharaoh or the sorcerer are standing. You can see the Pharaoh or the sorcerer is holding stick. Then the snake is like straight like the stick too. So we have the arrow, blue arrow on the bottom pointing to the snake. That will be Pharaoh snake, and red arrow pointing to the left and right snake. And on the top right, you can see the hand touching the tail. So we'll read more. I hope this ring a bell, or this refresh our memory. The time Moses called Moshe to go, and Aaron to go and bring our people and deliver a message to Pharaoh, like, let my people go. There was a story that snake appeared, being one of the miracles. So you see, it's not as we have the history in our history book, or story in our history book about the miracle wonders that Moses performed on the land of Egypt. The Egyptians too have a record. They have a record to confirm that this happened. A superior being, once upon a time, a superior being with his people, they came on the land, and for him to deliver his people, there was a miracle or wonders that came on the land. So I believe that is the reason why we need to know all this. So it's not one was so the white people lie. No, white people didn't lie. Right in the Bible, we have the Bible, we have the Torah in our possession. And again, this gives confirmation. So let's move on. We have another one on the screen right now. The first one we show, one can say it's just a drawing, holograph, or people just go on the internet and did it. Okay, that's fine. But this one, you can tell it is a cement, a wall thing. They carve it. You can tell, though it's kind of blur, but you can tell they did carve it. So you can see the arrow pointing, black arrow pointing to the big snake around the door. Then Pharaoh or the sorcerer in the middle, you can see. So if the first one you think is just a paper, so anyone can Google and do whatever on the internet, but this one is different. Let's read the book of Exodus again. Exodus chapter 7, read from 8 through 17.
Unto Pharaoh. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, Show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, Take thy rod, and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh, and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened, he refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning, Lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand. And thou shalt say unto him, The Lord God of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Thus saith the Lord, In this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood.
So this is what we have on the screen right now. You can see four men on the top left. Then whether Pharaoh or his sorcerer with the snake, and that'll be on the top, the 7 men on the top. By the bottom, that will be the prince of Egypt. You can see how big they have this drawing, that the drawing, the snake was big. And this one, it looked like a room. You can see the door on the bottom left. The door is kind of darker on the bottom left. And so they have it on the wall, like mirror drawing. Or so one of the Pharaoh tomb, that they have this images or this drawing, and it's so beautiful and it's so unique. So Prince of Egypt being Moshe holding the stick. That is what we read, Exodus chapter 7, 8 through 17. And we have the arrow pointing to the rod or the stick, red arrow. Then we have green arrow pointing to the snake of the Moshe snake. Then on the top, you can see the snake of the Pharaoh and all that. But the most important things like this confirmation to confirm and to show that Egyptians know who they are drawing or who they are carving. If the Hebrews were not darker skin tone, they wouldn't draw them as darker skin tone. That's the reason why when they show the earlier picture, I know if you are watching beginning, it wouldn't make sense to you. But I pray that now it does make sense to you. They have this recording, or they have this record to confirm who the Egyptians are and who the Hebrews are. You can see Moshe being the prince of Egypt on the bottom, having the stick, whether it's Moshe or Aaron. But this one is Moshe because they have put in the dress code that he had, confirmed that this is a prince of Egypt. And on the top, you can see 2 types of snake. Even the Mosai snake swallow the Egyptian snakes. So that's the reason why the Egyptians have their snakes small in front of the Pharaoh or the sorcerer. Then they have Mosai snake bigger, even cover the whole door from the top, like up to the other side of the bottom, from the bottom to the other side of the bottom. So I don't know about you, but this is so beautiful and this is so unique. I think I'm short of words. I thank the Father for this opportunity. I thank the Mosai for this privilege that I have had to be able to confirm all these messages or all these words that He's giving us. When you study, we have proof and we have confirmation. A lot of time, people like human, 99.9%, we tend to, what we see, our eyes see, and we tend to believe it. So I thank Mosai for this privilege, having these pictures to bring it for our viewers. But when you read the words of the Mosai, we don't need to see, but we have to believe it because He is the creator. He is the creator of the universe, and He is the one who chose our forefathers and our foremothers. He created us and He chose us to be His people. So He knows what He's saying. That when we read as in beginning, we read the book of Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse. When we read the 27, when you read it, you realize it said, "Behold, behold, behold, I am the Lord. I am the Lord Yahweh, their God Elohim of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?" There's nothing too hard for Him. So all we need to do is just believe it. When we believe, that will help a lot. Believing. We don't need to see it, but all we have to believe, because what you did read or you did study the words of the Most High. So we need to believe. Believing is very, very important. I will bring something before we continue. when we went to Israel to visit the land, to see the land of our forefathers and our foremothers, and again, it's still is our land. When we went there, our tour guy, one was asking, I think the tourist one was asking about Moshe, and he was saying, "Oh, Moshe couldn't make it to the land of Israel, so they don't name, they don't have in the Ashkenazi Jewish, they don't have name as Moshe. So they have Aaron and they have all this, but they don't have Moshe. No, it is a lie through people's teeth, because our forefathers, even if it have to be, then why they have to have a name like Saul? We have King Saul. King Saul died before Apostle Saul became Apostle Paul, and King Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, right? And Apostle Paul or Saul is from tribe of Benjamin. That means the time, what do you call it? Saul died, then they don't have to have a name Saul again. You see, so they have a way of flipping, twisting words around, and now they have another rule that if like for you to be a Jewish, your mom have to be a Jew. You see, we are inheriting of paternal, not maternal, biblical way, paternal. It said the children of Israel. Israel is not a female. Israel is what? a man, a male. So descendants of Abraham, our forefather. So they have a way of twisting words around. It's just by the way. They're so beautiful and they're so unique. Again, confirmation that Moshe or Moses have a skin tone like us. Moses have a skin tone like us. Prince of Egypt and what? A priest for Mosiah, a priest of Mosiah, a prophet, a chosen one. Yah chose Moshe for our forefathers and our foremothers. So let's go on. Let's go on. And sorry, before we move on, when you look at the top right, you can see a man holding the tail of the snake, a tail of the snake. So I don't know whether that will be Aaron or whatever, but the most important thing, just let's read the message, the words of the Mosiah. Exodus chapter 4, read 3-4 and see. And I read Exodus chapter 4, we are reading from 3-4. It says, and he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moshe free from before it. 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moshe, put forth their hands and take it by the tail. So this is what we have on the screen right now. Top right green arrow is showing that the man is touching the tail. Take it up from the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. We have a Google map on the screen right now. Even if it's Google get it right, you can see the picture, Prince of Egypt being a darker skinned person. On the top, on the map, it says Middle Eastern Sea, like a Sea of Middle East or Mediterranean Sea of Middle East, Mediterranean Sea. Say the Exodus. So the Exodus was not Isaac. Exodus was not Judah, but the Exodus story will be what? Moshe. The Exodus story will be Moshe. Because of the Google map, that's the reason why I brought it, to show even the Google got it right. But even we don't need confirmation from them. We have already seen the confirmation from the tomb of one of the pharaohs. We have the another picture on the screen right now. So as we know the truth now, so we have two pictures showing, one on the right and one on the left. So they are lying to us that the lighter skin tone or the whites are the Hebrews. No, they don't mention Hebrew, they say Jews. So that means the descendants of Judah. But when they say Jews, it covers the whole Hebrew. So you pick and choose. We are doing this to refresh our memory, to weaken us, for us to have understanding. And please let us share to our, even talk it like tell our children. It will be a story tell. Let our children, our grandchildren know the truth. Because if you buy even the Sunday school books, or you buy children books, Bible stories, it's all about the white images that they are showing, and it doesn't sit right, because the Father want us to know the truth. It says, you shall know the truth, and this very truth shall set you free. We need to know, and we need to, as we know, as we are awakening, we can start drawing cartoons to our children. We can start to our grandchildren too, and we can start telling them the truth. We can do that. And we have another one on the screen right now, and this one too, you can see we have 4 pictures put in together. And now we have seen the images of Moshe, but look what they have. This one can be a movie, or books, children books, but whatever it is not right, as we know the truth now. Please, let us be able to tell the truth to our children, our grandchildren. And this one, when you read the book of Joshua chapter 6, 4 and 5, you see that Exodus chapter 32, 1 to 6, the time they went for the calf, or the golden image to worship, when Moshe was in the mountain. So you can see on the bottom right, so that will be Aaron, and the people are worshiping. That's what we are seeing. But the truth of the matter is, they are not white. They are darker skin tone people. They are not white. The Hebrews are not white then, and now they are not white now. And let's see something. The book of John chapter 8, 27.
Things which I have heard of him. They understood not that he spake to them of the Father. Then said Jesus unto them, When ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall ye know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself, but as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things. And he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him. As he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, We be Abraham's seed.
As you continue, that will be the 33. They answer him, we are the seed of Abraham. We can't boast being Hebrews. We can't boast being the children of Israel. But we will boast by salvation, that we have salvation in Yeshua. We can boast that we know the truth. But it's no, that's okay. This has been all these years. Why now, let a dead dog lie? No, we are not letting the dead dog lie. We need to be awakened from our long sleep. We need to be able to understand the message of the Most High. He is what? Giving this message for one reason and one purpose. The purpose and the reason for his people to be saved. Salvation is the key. When you read the book of Mark, let's see Mark chapter 10 verse 27. Mark chapter 10 27. And Yeshua looking up them said, With men it is impossible, but not with God Elohim. For with God Elohim all things are possible. So with men nothing is impossible, but with God Elohim all things are possible. Why am I allowing, or why am I saying or reading the book of Mark 10:27? It is important that we can start by drawing cartoons. We can start telling. Maybe it's not today that the change will come to our children and our grandchildren, but how many years to come? Gradually things will change. So we need to do our homework now. We need to be awakened now. We need to do our research now. We need to embrace the message of the Most High now. Salvation is the key. And when you read the book of Luke chapter 19 verse 10, let's read it. And I read Luke chapter 19 verse 10. It says, For the Son of Man is come to what? Seek and to save that which was lost. So Yeshua came to seek and to save which was lost, being the house of Israel, the lordship of the house of Israel. So he came for us. So we need to embrace the message of the Most High. We need to accept his son, Yeshua HaMashiach, being Jesus Christ of Nazareth, as our Lord and personal Savior. When you know the truth, one will say, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Truth does matter. For the Father wants us to know the truth. Skin tone does matter. It does matter. For them to, men of old in Egypt, for them to have this image, they know these people are fair skin tone, darker skin tone, all this shape, they have it there. And now the modern day, because they pay money for them, so they cover it. Oh, they made it for strength. If they have to draw black image for strength, then the whole world, when you go to their museum, Europeans museum, you see their forefathers being darker appearance as they have the status, but it's not so. So this what we have to show you guys and to bless you guys with. When you read Psalm 62, it says, truly my soul withered upon God Elohim. From him cometh my salvation. My soul is waiting upon what? God Elohim. From him cometh my salvation. So salvation, when you read the book of Acts chapter 4:12, salvation doesn't come from any other, in any man on the earth or on the heaven, except Yeshua Mashiach. Salvation comes from God. So I pray that this message has blessed you. Who is Moshe as Prince of Egypt and priest of the Most High? Who is Moses or Moshe? I pray that you have been blessed. So the Egyptians, they were not confused. They know who or any race or any color they have to draw. They have to have that image or the statue. But we are the people the devil was still lying to us. We need to be awakening. Awakening remnants. Be awake and steady to show their self-approved. The book of 2 Timothy says it. We need to be able to steady to show ourselves approved. 2 Timothy chapter 2:15. 2 Timothy 2:15. I am blessed. I hope you are blessed too. Please subscribe to our channel and you'll be blessed. The word of the day. The word of the day says, seek the Lord Yahweh, O Israel. That will be Psalm 14 verse 7. Seek the Lord Yahweh, O Israel. That the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord Yahweh restore his captive people. Jacob will rejoice, Israel will be glad. I pray that you've been blessed. I am so grateful for everyone that watches my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for sharing the video. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. In Yeshua's name, shalom, everyone. Be blessed.